At their student commerce meetings, K.C. and his friends are learning about economics by actually making and selling a product. Like all successful business owners, they have to pay close attention to the availability of resources. As you'll see, that doesn't just mean the materials they need for making their dog washing wands.
Becky's not here. We have a lot of dog washing wands to make, but not enough people to make them. Not only that, we have a lot of hose connections, but not enough PVC pipe. We only have enough materials to make 5 more dog washing wands.
So now you're learning about productive resources.
Productive resources?
Right, productive resources. Natural resources, human resources, and capital resources. The first productive one, natural resources, is all around you. You know, land, water, trees. What kind of examples can you give me?
Coal.
Oil.
Wood.
And cotton.
That's right. Many of the raw materials we use to make things come from natural resources. So now we've got all these natural resources. They don't just make themselves into the things we use. That takes human resources.
What's that supposed to mean? Is that the work people do?
Yes. What's another name for that?
Would that be labor?
Right, labor, but not just the labor of running the machines or pounding the nails. It's not just about the physical part. It's about the thinking part too. It's all the things that goes into making the product. Creativity, you know, work done by designers, engineers, architects.
Just like when we thought up our idea to make dog washing wands and started to make them ourselves.
All those resources and all of that labor won't produce a single product without the third productive resource, capital resources.
Capital resources? You mean like money?
Well, money, but more than that. It's things like buildings, tools, machines needed for production, like the drill you used for your dog washing wands.
So all that stuff works together. That must be interdependence, like I learned the other day.
That's right, Casey. Here's an example.
To build a car, miners dig up iron ore and coal, which get shipped to a steel mill. There, the workers change the raw materials into steel. The steel is shipped to a factory where the workers and machines form the parts and assemble the car. Once the car is built, it gets shipped to the showroom where someone buys it. That is interdependence.
Different people do different jobs to accomplish the goals, and that's called division of labor.
It can't be that easy. That would mean that everyone in the country would have a job all the time.
You're right, it's not that simple. Do all the things we buy get made here in our country?
No. A lot of stuff we buy is made in other countries where they have factories, people, and money to buy things too.
Sure, in a perfect world, every country would be economically self-sufficient. But some countries don't have coal mines or oil fields. For them, many resources have to be imported. And for everything that has to be imported, there's someone who has to export it. Imports and exports all have to be factored into a nation's economy because each of those has an effect on the price people pay for the things they buy. And we have a name for all that importing and exporting: trade.
It all sounds like everything goes in a circle.
That's right. Here's how it looks. And in a nutshell, that's how an economy works.
And that's how I learned about the division of labor.
Speaking of labor, don't forget your dad needs you to help him clean out the garage on Saturday.
My market research tells me that I should start a business called Rent-A-Kid.
Well, I'm back again with a review of Economics Academy 101, Program 3. Program 3 was all about productive resources. Okay, we're talking about natural resources, human resources, and capital resources. Well, what are those? Well, I guess you guys weren't watching the video. We learned natural resources are anything that comes from the earth, the land, water, trees, coal, iron ore, oil, cotton, corn, you name it. And we learned that those things can't just make themselves into products. And if they could, well, that'd be a video for themselves. For that, we need human resources. Human resources are the labor. Now, these just aren't the people who turn the screws, build the products on the assembly lines, cook the meals we eat in restaurants, etc. No, Human resources are also the people who dare to dream. The thinkers, people like designers, architects, engineers, and artists. Artists, like me, kind of. Think of it like this. Without someone like Michelangelo, there wouldn't have been enough work for the stonecutters who got him the raw materials, for his carved statues. Back in the 1400s, that would have meant unemployment lines in Florence, Italy. And the last thing you want is a bunch of unemployed, mad people with hammers and chisels. All right, but even with natural resources and human resources, we still couldn't get products made without one final thing. Oh, no, don't yell it all out. Capital resources. Thank you for raising your hand. Capital resources are the money, the buildings, tools, and machines needed for human resources to use natural resources to make products. In fact, we learned some about that in an earlier show when we talked about what is interdependence, Alex, for 500. It doesn't hurt to review that either. We saw an example of interdependence in the show. Miners dig iron ore and coal, materials for making steel, which gets shipped to a steel mill to make the raw materials needed to make car parts, which then get made cars that get shipped to the showrooms where we buy those cars to drive. Okay. All those people doing different jobs to ultimately build those cars are called the division of labor. K.C. and his friends also learned that not every country has everything it needs to make everything the people in that country need. Some places don't have coal, iron ore, or oil under the ground. Others don't have good land for growing corn or cotton. Because of that, countries have to import raw materials or finished products. And the countries that have those things have to export them to the countries that need them. That import and export cycle has a name, and it's called trade. Trade is the world's engine for providing goods and services to as many people across the globe needing the goods and services. And trade also helps set the prices consumers everywhere will pay for the products they use. Hey, that's how an economy works. Productive resources like natural resources, human resources, and capital resources work hand in hand with each other to produce the products that consumers everywhere want and need. People have ideas which help other people to have jobs making the things to sell to keep economies moving. Interdependence. What a concept. I'm Professor Moneypenny for Economics Academy.